Get ready with me for my date tonight, makeup masterclass edition. Me when I remember that my midterm is due today. I'm feeling the caffeine from whatever this is. Expired 4 years ago. Okay, ladies and gadies, listen up. Castor oil on my face for a nice dewy base. Or this primer. General rule for going out of your house. Hair, outfit, makeup. Because my hair card always declines unless I put my extensions in and straighten it, which I'm not doing for a first date. Like, you're seeing me in my natural scruffy state. I'm sorry. We're gonna put all of our energy into the other two things. This guy is Spanish. I'm pretty sure he's Catalan, which means he's gonna be late, which is fine because I'm also gonna be late. But he's also Spanish and Catalan. The only reason I let him in my WhatsApp chats is because he is 6'5". That's like 200 centimeters for all my European viewers. This has castor oil in it, and I'm mixing it with hair gel. Use at your own risk because I got my brows threaded 2 weeks ago, and they already need to get rethreaded. People always ask me about my brows. Get them threaded by a good lady. Like, look at the studio reviews. Threaded, not waxed. Threaded, threaded, threaded. Oh no, I made an oopsie. And if you have no brows, use castor oil. The regrowth is actually insane. I desperately need tweezers. I kind of look goofy, Wait, but this makeup look high-key fire. There's a technique to everything. I'm starting off with lip stain. If you have a double lip line, this thing is a lifesaver. And I'm gonna do the Makeup by Mario technique that he uses on Kim Kardashian. Number 1, start directly in your corner and don't overline in the corners. So do that on both sides. Really get in those corners. I kind of have like a bit of a double lip line on the bottom. So I'm gonna overline that with this. But you kind of have to make it neat. You can't make it look too obvious. And then you want to thicken the bottom. And I like to add contour right here. Oh, heck yeah. Top lip is terrifying and also make or break. I like to overline my Cupid's bow because I love definition. Like dramatic. Like underline that part, overline the tip tops. And then, oh crap. Like, you see how the shape's different? You have to even it out. So I'm gonna round this guy out like that. And as long as it meets exactly where you did not overline the corner, it looks pretty natural. I usually do my whole top lip because I like the way it looks nice and dark. Like, see how it's almost cookie cutter? Like, you can see the line, like the light overline. There we go, that's perfect. I love playing with contour, so my concealer routine is no joke. I used to have cystic acne, so I'm no joke when I say, like, the only concealers I've ever used that work with cystic acne are the NARS Creamy Liquid Concealer and also this Merit Concealer. This is more of like a waxy one. This is a bit too dark for me right now, so I'm just gonna use a tiny dot right on top of all my spots. I'm having fun today, so I'm also gonna, like, carve out my brows a little tiny bit. But as you can tell, it's way too orange, way too dark. I'm gonna put a brush on this lovely gal right here. If you have acne, you already know this, don't use a beauty blender. Like, it just doesn't give you enough control. It absorbs too much product. You really need concentrated product to cover up acne and acne scars, especially active breakouts, which I'm shocked I don't have any of right now because I'm on my period. This is mostly just old. Ow, that one hurt. But kind of just trace over everywhere that I put the orange one with this really bright one just for extra coverage. Don't blend it out, just go. I have a dark spot under my lip, so I'm just gonna put a little there too. Now we're doing what I call a triangle, like the model triangle. I saw this on Pinterest. Go under the eye, make a slight triangle kind of under where your eyeball normally lays, like that. And as you kind of, like, don't blend it out that much, like, kind of just, like, diffuse it together a teeny bit. You can bring some onto the upper, like, your lid. You can start to diffuse out, like, the edges of these spot conceals that you have already done. This is, again, why you need the brush instead of a beauty blender, because you get to be really focused. And yeah, I'm also going to focus, this is the area where I have the most scarring that doesn't have blush on it. So I'm just going to also put all the excess product from these little spot conceals up and down here, kind of like that. It just gives it a more even tone. And that's why I don't need foundation, because I have so much concealer on. It's only in this full coverage. So here we're going to see, like, the orange kind of get blended into with the rest of my skin and just kind of distribute that along the base-ish here. And you can pat that in anywhere, like from the nose out. And we're gonna blend everything together with bronzer, and everything's gonna look good and seamless. But right now, this is just about covering up the acne, but not making it too obvious. And I'm also diffusing the brows, what's underneath them. What I'm gonna do now is, as I start to diffuse these triangles, you kind of start at the edge of where they are. I'm also gonna bring it into the nose because eventually I wanna do some nose contour, and I really want the sides to like already kind of be primed, and I can put some on the tip. So I'm really just dragging this, like diffusing it towards my nose too. And especially on the sides, because if you, actually I'm gonna grab a little more concealer and I'm gonna elongate the sides of my nose because it makes your face look wider and cuter. I'm just tapping out any harsh lines. I feel like I would say this is about 70% blended out, because you also want to leave enough to blend when we do like our cream bronzer and blush, because I think I'm gonna do cream today. Here's where we start to get a little bit personal. I have a bit of a square jawline, like a little bit too square, IMO. So when I do this, I focus it here. Maybe I'll bring it a little bit up. I don't do too much, but I will also bring it a little bit over to my jawline so that it kind of slims down my face and it looks more ovally than rectangle-y. Like I put it on top of it, like I'm shading my jawline. It's like cosmetic surgery. I'm kind of the same here. Like I have a pretty oval face, a pretty high forehead, so I like to bronze it a good bit. I don't bring the sides as much in because I kind of have a narrow face, but I do kind of put a little bit on the top there. So when I blend, I'll like be blending that into my hairline and down. Because I like the tan look, I'm gonna go a little bit on my nose, and a little bit here, like that. I don't know how I'm feeling today as far as cheek contour goes. I think I'm gonna do one line there on like my natural shadow, but I'm also gonna bring it a little bit up here, just a tiny bit, like that. Ooh, that's good, like where it would naturally get some sun. Ooh, yeah, oh yeah. And I'm gonna start with the jawline and blend this out. I'm almost like tapping the brush, like very light little swipes. Ugh, that was a little too much there, but yeah. I'm saving the cheeks for last. I'm gonna do the jawline and then the forehead. Like, see here, I'm putting it into my hairline because if you don't, it will look weird and goofy, y'all. And then you kind of just blend down in circular motions and repeat. Don't forget the temples, like really get in there. So once you're done the temples, well, forget about the nose. You just kind of gentle. You start at the top and then you go up and back and kind of tap it in. Get rid of the harsh lines. One of my key factors in this look, I want to keep this part, this area, side of my nose, bright. I'm just gonna blend this in using little strokes, kind of get the side here. Okay, lips 8. You see how they look a little bit bigger, plumper? I'm just gonna put a little bit of concealer around there to cover up the redness. Again, I love the look of a bright upper lip, so I'm just kind of gonna feather that in where I elongated my nose. Oh yeah, oh that looks good. See a little pimple peeking through, so I'm just gonna put this directly on there and let it sit. So as I feather this into the nose, I'm gonna bring it up to where we brought that cream bronzer and kind of just feather out any harsh lines. Again, so maybe we're probably about 85% blended out at this point in time. I'm just touching up the brows a tiny bit. I think I'm gonna do the rest of this in part 2 because this is kind of like the base makeup. We don't really need to do much more. Just kidding, I almost forgot. This is a whole base makeup routine video, like a good one. So where the sun would most likely hit your face, kind of where my natural redness already is, take this and just kind of go like straight and up a little bit on the lips, tiny bit on the nose, and bam, cute. I'm gonna be stamping that out with this Merit brush. Just stamp it. It still should be pretty concentrated. Oh, like look at that flawless finish. So anyway, yeah, that's the base routine minus the nose contour. Ooh, this is looking amazing.